Isoflex.
It's very popular now, and it was hard to get on. It really was. There's some scheduling thing, and it was just, everybody wanted to come here. They offered me $300.
Oh, you can get a lot of money in the UP.
Yeah.
Being bumped or bumping or doing whatever it is you need to do.
But once you're up in the air, it was wonderful.
I know, it's a great place to be. Why don't you look in your packet, and what I have included for you is, just the nitty gritty of what we are all about. It's called Table 4. And this is, I don't expect you to read and study this, but this is the kind of thing that we create and present to the NSF. And they then decide whether or not, first of all, that the content of the project is worthy and that the evaluation is worthy, and we'll cover all the aspects. So we have to raise various questions about what it is that we want to find out about this program. It's kind of the pale yellow one. Or maybe yours isn't pale yellow, because I ran these off at different places and times. Okay, it's a big chart that says Table 4 HSE program, and it has 4 questions down the side. Okay, and that's what we use to determine whether or not the program is going to work. And first of all, we say, what have been the impacts on teachers, students, and faculty? And then how will we find that out? Then across the board are some of the things that we will do to determine that. What has been the extent, nature, and quality of the professional development that's being offered? I'm here today and tomorrow to observe the types of professional development being offered, to see how that has impacted the success of this program. And you will be judging each day after sessions. You will be judged at the end of the week. You will fill out a form for SAMPE that says kind of where the goals of the program met and that kind of thing. And then the systems in place and the materials created will be reviewed, as you can see across the board, and then the strengths of the program. You know that NSF doesn't fund just because they've got some money to throw around. They fund because you have shown the capacity in the past to do good programs. I think that the real benefit of having this, I mean, Tech should be very proud of getting this grant. It is very competitive. I just wrote an evaluation plan for Northern Michigan, teaching undergrad students using iPads in pre-service education, putting the lessons that you developed on an iPod so that everybody can look at them and judge them instead of having one person stand up in the class and do the lesson and takes your whole class. So it sounded like a neat program, and they have applied to that for a different type of NSF grant. But they're hard to get, and they really are, they scrutinize everything you do. And so by doing this particular grant, especially well with the kids, linking the university and K-12, and then going on to that next step, which is to generalize it and to strategize it so that it can become a national program, is a very exciting thing.
Question 3, data collection procedures. It's question 3, row 3.
Yep.
All right. Document activities, participation, SAMPE, and HSE program staff. When you say document activities, we've yet to be asked to keep any type of journal or log. Is that something on the
And
future?
I think that'll be coming down the pike. We'd kind of like, and that's all part of the process too. Like, do you meet after school? Do you meet on Saturday mornings? How often do you meet? Maybe some of your topic things. I know that for those of you who are in the educational field, we have what is called the SAMPE database. And at our ISD, for instance, every time we have an event, we log it. And then it eventually gets dumped into their database so they can sort it out. They can say 300 workshops were held in science and this many people attended. It's really just a number crunching kind of thing. And it would simply be there for, let's say we find out the programs that work best met after school from 3 to 5 every week. That might be something we want to look at. Or the ones that were most successful were those who met as a part of their class because the kids were there and they were captive. We have a problem with transportation in the UP. If you live in some of our schools and you ride a bus and your parents are 20 miles out, they can't come back and get you after your enterprise event. So those are some of the things that we tease out by asking those people to keep logs. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm sure that we will probably ask you to account for that kind of thing. In the first year, we're kind of getting off the ground, and we're learning what we need to do as we go. So that's an important piece. Thanks. Anything else on those evaluation expectations?
And that particular one, Keith, is answering, question 3, which is more, so what systems and resources are in place to sustain HSE after the NSF, and what has been the nature and quality of the support materials created. So that particular activities, that isn't really documented. You documenting your activities is us documenting
Yeah.
the expo, the meetings we have on Adobe Connect
Exactly.
Pro, all that stuff, which I keep.
Right, but it could also be.
Right.
It could be dual, but it is really
Up
more
above.
of a Michigan Tech kind of, expectation. We would be saying to them, okay, give us a list of all the events you had in the year, all of the inputs.
You know what would be really great for people like me is a glossary, especially of acronyms.
Acronyms?
What's
We
the
could do
right-
anachronisms too,
Acronyms.
that'd be interesting. but,
Yeah, acronyms?
Acronyms?
We could put that on the website.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
I'm always embarrassed to ask for that.
Don't
because-
be.
But I mean, a glossary, if it was just provided, because, I know we've gone over this, but I'm looking at this and I'm still trying to figure out what Adobe Connect is, and, even though I've used it, and I know PD, I can go through this, and there's just a lot of things that I would, if I knew exactly what you meant, because I'm gonna have to explain this to other people, and I can guarantee you I'm gonna screw it up, unless there is a specific glossary, because they're gonna come to me.
We can create that. We can work on one together, and we'll find out a good place to put it,
So we could probably have one by the end of the week for this binder.
Get the dumbest person you know, which could be me.
Oh, I don't know.
Tell you
Put that together.
which words,
Felicia made it.
which words.
IT, what is IT?
I can sit down with Felicia, and anything that I'm jargoning out here,
Information technology.
we'll get it for you.
Yeah.
And it really is, it's amazing that we just assume everybody should know these, and there's no reason for that. Okay. We'll start talking, it's how I felt for the last 2 weeks when I was listening to Swedish.
That's good,
All I knew how to say was, hur står det till?
What is that?
Mår vi dag?
yeah.
What is it?
Ska du ha blodkaka? That means, shall you have cream cake? I like that one. That was the one I really wanted to learn, because
Yeah.
that was an important one.
There is a richness to this language, but it is, I